Okay, thank you for joining us in our live show, Mr. Alex. And this is Obendaily. And we are contacting you because we've heard much about your humanitarian activity in Cameroon and around the world. And if you don't mind, for the record, would you like to introduce yourself?
Okay, it's my pleasure, Mr. Oben. Yeah, okay. My name's anyway. You can call me Alex. That's what they call me in China. Well, my name is Associate and Estabot. I'm from Manfi, that's Cameroon. Manfi and from Manu. Yeah, so actually I'm the president of Atrud. I'm the president
Okay.
of Atrud, yeah.
Okay, you just said you are the president of Atrut. For the audience who are watching us right now, what is the full meaning of Atrut?
Well, Atrud stands for Association for Training and Rural Development. Yeah,
Okay.
the Association for Training and Rural Development. So that's the full meaning of Atrud.
Okay, I think this actually falls within the scope of the Sustainable Development Goal. Are you the founder of Atrut or you're just a leader of current time?
Well, yeah, I'm the founder of Atrud and I'm the current president of Atrud.
Oh, you're the founder. That's
Yeah.
nice. So you may have much to tell the audience here because you've been the founder, you know the basis, the objective, and you know where you are going to, you know where you can lead your maybe your followers and what you want to achieve within this time. So what actually prompted you to initiate this Archud foundation?
Yeah. So as you know, Atrud is a humanitarian organization. So it's an NGO, a non-governmental organization. Yeah, and when I was young, when I was in school, so I usually see how how some elders usually come to our school and to other areas to distribute things. And also I grew up in an area where there is not really like poverty, but I saw I grew up with some orphans. Grew up with some orphans, they had nothing. So I made up so they usually come around our house and our parents will give them certain things. So that was when I developed that passion and that idea that okay, when I grow up, if I have money or if I don't have money, I will try my best to help humanity.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so I'll try my best to help humanity. So when I actually like when I got to China, yeah, hello?
Yes, I can get you one-on-one.
Okay, okay. So when I got to China, I was well, I started working in China. Yeah, and there was an ongoing crisis in Cameroon
Uh-huh.
where people were like where we had refugees and internally displaced people. So I thought it wise to collect goods to send it to Cameroon for the refugees and to send it to Cameroon and Nigeria for the refugees and the internally displaced people. So I discovered that okay, I could let me just open that idea, the idea of an NGO pop up in my mind. So I gathered some friends, asked them, okay, we can start this together. We can make this project together. Yeah, and so they were like, well, to run an NGO is a lot of budget. It's a lot of money. We don't, it requires a lot it requires many things. We don't have that resource now. We don't have the necessary what it takes. We don't have what it takes to do that. So I said, no, we can do that, and they refused. Well, I said, okay, that's not a big deal. So I decided to do it to go alone on this deep journey. So that's
Okay.
when yeah. So
Thank you,
that's when I
Mr.
did really start
Alex.
the.
Sorry to cut you short. I don't want to prolong so that I have some few questions in between your discussion here.
Yeah.
Before I get to the internally displaced person, which you mentioned here, I'll come to that question, but I would like to ask you, you said you grew up in an area which it was poverty stricken or there was poverty around here.
Yeah.
Maybe my concern should not be around the poverty, but I want to ask from your own background, would you rate yourself as a poor kid who grew up or a middle class or the rich?
Well, I'll grade myself as anyway, not really, not poor. I grew up not that poor and also not middle class, but we never lack. We didn't lack anyway.
Okay, so the reason why
Yeah.
I'm asking this question is I'm asking your intention because you grew up and you were concerned with those who are poor and you think you can give back to the community. And
Yes.
you are not only doing that while you are in Cameroon, but when you travel to China, which means that you still have a love and passion for your people and your community to be very
Yeah.
specific. That actually needs some maybe you need some award. And I want to ask, you said some internally displaced individual in Cameroon. Would you like to expatiate on this issue of internally displaced person? Maybe some other audience watching from different parts, not Cameroon, may not understand what you meant by this.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's very broad to talk about the internally displaced persons in Cameroon because of the ongoing crisis in Cameroon, right?
Yes.
So since there's a kind of war, so many people left their comfort zone to other cities, to other towns, to areas that are a little bit peaceful.
Mhm.
Yeah, so they left their villages to big towns. So some of them don't have where to live. They don't have food. Some of them live in the street. So we consider these people as internally displaced persons. So, and they need a lot of attention. They need a lot of things, and they are very vulnerable, especially the girl child, the girl internally displaced girl child. So this is where we focus on, so we can help them. We can relieve them, we can bring them materials such as we can help them in any way we can.
Okay. You mentioned that while in China with a group of friends and probably some other well wishers, you get some materials or some basic stuffs for the internally displaced person within Cameroon and Nigeria,
Yeah.
and you also make sure that you organize other programs. Would you like to expatiate on other activity which a truth engages in?
Yeah, okay. So since a truth was created in 2019, so that's when I created a truth. But
Mhm.
we started working like in 2017 when we started collecting materials and sending them back home. So we created, but finally I registered, a truth was registered in Cameroon in 2019. And so since then we have been like helping the refugees, such as we have been providing them with food. We have been providing them with school needs. We have been providing them with clothes, and we have been providing them with tents and first aid kits. So that's what we have been doing for the refugees, the internally displaced, and also working with some orphanages. So to provide them what they need. And right now, our truth is trying to provide some boreholes so we can provide water in some orphanage. Yeah, some orphanages around the southwest region.
Okay. So I want to ask, just in case there are other humanitarian groups and bigger ones, such as UNICEF and maybe UNESCO and maybe UN and others who are working towards this direction, or who may be interested in what you do, how may they reach you or your organization?
Yeah, Atru has a website. Atru has a website. You can just Google Atruth or www.atruth.com, and we got our contact information.
Okay.
Atruth, the headquarters of Atruth is in um, Southwest Region, Limbe, by Fort Checkpoint, and that's the headquarters of Atruth in Cameroon. And we have another one in Nigeria, and another one in China. So our contacts are in our website, on our website, and that's where anyone who want to contact us can get us through our website. And we have a Facebook page, a YouTube, and Instagram.
Okay, we hope more persons can get this information and follow you maybe after we put this information down here for others to see. I like to ask, you mentioned you have three branches, one in Cameroon, one in Nigeria, and the other in China, probably in Shanghai, based in Shanghai, China. I want to ask, how many members, active member has Truth got currently who are working with the Truth?
Yeah, active members. Well, for members, we consider them as volunteers, right?
Okay.
We've got about 300 active volunteers working right now with Truth.
300.
Yeah,
So,
over
is it up to your expectation or below your expectation? Were you wishing for more, or you are okay with that?
Well, we're wishing for more. The needs of Truth and the people in need is
Yeah.
increasing daily. So we are hoping and we are wishing for more members and volunteers to join Truth, so we can get through this journey of humanity, and we can work together and try to relieve people from whatever need they have actually.
Yeah, the reason why I'm asking so is because you intend that our food may go global because it's in China, it's in Nigeria, and in Cameroon, which means it's already global. And
Mhm.
you might not have achieved your objective in terms of the population, and you expected a wider audience. So aside the humanitarian group, which may want to help you, you may also need some other volunteers. So I'm just asking if Truth is open for people to join and actually serve humanity
Yeah,
in that direction.
yes. Actually, it's open for people to join. Actually, it's open if you go to our website, you will have there's a membership page where
Okay.
each and everyone can join Truth.
Okay.
So
So
that's
for
it's quite open.
how long can volunteers engage in the volunteer activity, and what um do Truth promise they can gain within this time?
Yeah, we have a 1 year renewable volunteer card or membership.
Okay.
And yeah, and during this period, a member or volunteer is expected to help Truth raise fund, contribute to Truth, and if or participate, maybe can participate in Truth activities, like maybe you can like go anywhere. You can like try to visit the sick, visit orphans. So that's what we expect from the members. And what the members can gain, the members can get from conferences. You can
Mhm.
attend, yeah, humanitarian conferences organized by Truth, or invite some other NGOs that are inviting Truth. You can attend those conferences in China, in USA, anywhere. So
Okay.
that's yeah, and
Maybe.
also some training. Truth also organizes training like IT, project management. So those are the benefits that the members can have.
Okay, trying to do a bit of research, we understood that Truth engages in training students or maybe some school dropout with IT basic skills. Within this time, how many members or how many graduates have you produced within your organization?
What we produce already. It's not like graduates. We don't really call them graduates. We just try to give them the knowledge, IT knowledge,
Okay,
so they can have they can be equipped with with something. So it's not like we have a school. No, it's not a school. So we just give them the technique and the knowledge, so they can go out there and maybe work in some cyber cafes, and or try to do some secretarial duties. Yeah,
okay.
so
So what?
up to now, we have already trained about over 100 internally displaced people.
Okay, I think that should be very helpful for them, and they can actually use the skills when need be.
Yeah.
I would like to ask, what is the age bracket of the persons you target within this time, so that if there are individuals who are interested in such skills, such as tailoring and maybe IT skills, which you mentioned, they may actually contact your organization. What is the age bracket?
Well, there's no limit to the age brackets. You know, when this since as long as you can, then let me say from 10, as long as you can read, not really read, as long as you can like what can yeah, as long as you can work on a computer, right? For
Okay.
those who want to do IT, and for those who want to do tailoring, because we also have a tailoring workshop in Nigeria. For those
Mm-hmm.
who want, and we are planning to open another one in Cameroon. So as long as you want to do, you can, your legs can touch um, the machine, the sewing
Mm-hmm.
machine. Yeah, you can join a truth and you can have those training.
Okay, so I want to ask, within the foundation, what are some of the challenges which you have been facing, or the organization have been facing within this time, and how do you intend to solve this, or what are the proposal or expectations?
Well, yeah, we got many challenges. We got really got many challenges. Yeah, especially financial challenges. Because the needs of the people is going, as I said earlier, the needs, the needs, they are always asking. People are always asking for help, and we don't have enough to give them.
Okay.
And sometimes they tend to like, oh, actually, it's not doing enough. They expect more. Actually, it's not doing enough. So they want more and more and more. So we have these challenges that we cannot solve all the problem of the people, especially at the same time. And also we have gotten challenges in areas like in areas of distribution. Sometimes we have things to distribute, but due to the ongoing crisis,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, due to the ongoing crisis, we cannot get into the interior
Mm-hmm.
of the village. We cannot get to some people in the villages because of the because of fear. Because some of the volunteers who went to distribute things for to some people, some of them were arrested. Some of them were arrested by men. So we got those challenges of security. So the challenges are just too many, but and we are planning to overcome them. We are planning to overcome them, but we are working on that.
Okay. I see. Um, in terms of your you stay abroad right now, and it seems like you are making more impact while you are in the diaspora. You are not even in Cameroon. Do you think that if you were in Cameroon, you would have made much more impact or while abroad?
Well, well, it's a very tricky question. That's a very tricky. It's very tricky. Yeah. Well, I think you can make an impact even in Cameroon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And actually, I want to compare Cameroon and China, right?
Yeah.
No matter that, okay, I had the opportunity to yeah to state the truth while in China.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think if right now I go back to Cameroon, I will have make much more impact than in China because in China we were somehow very limited.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, concerning NGOs and humanitarian issues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are many things that we cannot do, especially when it concerns our website, because maybe they did not pay the donation page of our website. We cannot do that in China because we don't have, as a foreigner, you don't have a credit card.
Okay, so the reason why I asked that question is because you said while you traveled to China, you were able to galvanize to form a team of people, and within that
Yes.
time, you got some association which aided you with some used goods, maybe clothes or shoes, and many others which you sent back home. In
Yeah,
which,
yeah,
if probably you were in Cameroon, based in Cameroon,
yeah,
you were probably not going to be convincing enough to tell this individual to give you this product.
yeah,
So that's
probably.
why I was just
Okay.
comparing why what impact you can actually make in the diaspora. So this could actually be like a motivation to other individuals who are in the diaspora, not only because you are in your home country, can you make some contribution, but you can also make some impact while in the
Why
diaspora.
in the diaspora? Yeah, why in the diaspora? I think we have the opportunity to like impact or to like galvanize people
Uh-huh.
to help those back home. Because in diaspora people have like we got a lot of waste.
Uh-huh.
People are wasting money on unnecessary things.
Okay.
If they can gather these things or talk to friends who got like clothes, use shoes, or even money, if they
Yeah.
can talk to friends, it will be a good thing. Because but why back home? I don't think we have that opportunity. But I think if in the diaspora we can do that, come together and try to help those back home, we create a very big impact.
Okay. Lest I forget, there was something we should say about in China, most probably it's difficult for you to run some activity in some way with full option or full expectations. Was it not possible for you to have registered a truthfully in China as a branch?
No, it wasn't really possible because in China, while I was in China, I registered a truth under another company, because I have another company in China called Secom. It's a communication company.
Okay.
Yeah, so I registered a truth under that company because for foreigner like to get a humanitarian company is somehow difficult. So
Okay.
that's why.
Since you just mentioned another thing here, you talk about a company you registered in China. Maybe some individual may be interested. Could you briefly tell us about this company you opened in China?
Yeah, okay. Secom, yeah, Secom is the more I usually call it the mother company of a truth. I usually call it the mother company. Why do I call it the mother company of a truth? Because it made a truth to permitted a truth to be born.
Okay.
And Secom is a company that it does import and export.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so in Secom we do import and export. We try to send containers back home. We try to ship things back home because people are back in China, especially in Shanghai. I found out that we had that difficulties and that difficulty in shipping things to Cameroon. So I created Secom, and it was now possible for people to ship their goods from Shanghai or around Shanghai to back to Cameroon or to Nigeria. So that's what Secom is all about.
So, in other words, you can call yourself a business person. Am I right?
Mm. That means sort of.
Okay. So, in Cameroon, is a business also registered in Cameroon?
Yeah. It's registered in Cameroon.
So, is it possible for Cameroonians to ship goods from Cameroon to China and from China to Cameroon?
No, right now, Secom cannot ship from Cameroon to China. It's a bit difficult because the quantity,
Okay.
the quantity of from shipping from Cameroon to China is very limited. Not many people ship from Cameroon to China,
Okay.
so you cannot. It's difficult to do that kind of business.
Oh,
But from China to Cameroon daily, you're going to have people shipping, sending goods back home, buying, and so. But the reverse is difficult.
okay, Mr. Alex, let's come back to the actual issue here. I would like to ask you a question. Based on your experience and what you've done so far with Truth, what advice can you give to young Africans, young Cameroonians, and the youths around the world in terms of humanitarian activity? Because I'm still going back to your motivation of the poor community where you grew up and you think you can give back to the community even while in the diaspora.
Uh, uh,
What benefit is it to you? And
Well, what I would say to the diaspora and everyone who has the means, because not only the diaspora,
yeah,
okay, or especially for the diaspora, don't forget where you come from. No matter how, no matter what, so always try to give back to the society. Once you give back to the society, you will never regret. So always try to give back to the society. Even if you must not have millions to give back to the society. Just try to so to make a better world, to create a better world, we just need to share. So that's just the advice I have to give for those in the diaspora to try as much as possible to, from time to time, they can send things to be distributed around the community where they grew up. They don't need to have an NGO. They don't need to have a, they don't need to be, to have an organization. They don't need to have a company. So from time to time, maybe every December, you can just sacrifice $100 to $200 or $300 and buy goods to be distributed around the people in your area. Yeah, so I think that's how we can impact change, and also try to look for some orphans who can afford fees and try to sponsor them so we can impact change. So that's the advice I have to give to them.
Okay. Mr. Alex, I want to ask you this other question. This is Obendaily, and we are also growing. We hope that we can grow bigger and bigger and bigger, and we can come back to you to interview you maybe sometime, maybe 5 years or more. I want to ask you another question, which I will keep in records, and the audience will keep in record. How do you see yourself and Truth in 5 years' time?
Okay. I see myself on the truth in 5 years time. Okay, right now, I can say I've moved from China to I'm now in the USA.
Okay.
I'm now living in the USA. So I plan to register a truth to open another branch of a truth in the USA. So in 5 years time, our truth will really be global. Our truth will really be big, because I'm working on that. I'm planning to work on that, and I will work on that. And our truth will be attending and organizing international networkings to educate others on humanitarian work and humanitarian issues. So I say I should working at the international level in 5 years' time.
Okay,
and I should impacting more changes, having more impact on the poor, on the lives of the poor in 5 years' time.
Okay, we keep that
also not working only in Nigeria,
yeah,
and Cameroon. I should work in other African nations.
Okay, so we keep this in record, and maybe in 5 years' time, I will still talk to you and Truth executives. Maybe then we can have like a bigger show or something. You said something quickly. You moved to the US. That maybe some of the audience may be interested in this part. Was there any reason why you moved from China to US?
Well, there's always a reason. There's always a reason of moving, especially when you move from China to the US. Yeah. Okay. Actually, what really motivated me also for moving from China to the US is about the humanitarian work, also about when you always try to do something, the limitation that we had in China, or we have in China, when you always try to do something international, especially when it concerns international transactions. You have the limitation of language. You have the limitation of credit cards. They always ask for a credit card, and which we cannot obtain in China. The China card, we just have the debit.
Card. I remember. I remember you stated that in China it's difficult for you to have like a credit card. That's why you cannot do some of the transaction with Truth. So I was thinking maybe this may be one of the reasons. And you just stated that you have some limitations.
Yeah. So that was a big motivation for me also moving to the US. Also, and I was also planning to go to the US to meet more people, more humanitarians, because over here I think the field is a very broad field. Yeah, it's a very broad field, and we have all the big organizations in this land, and that really gave me the power to push to try to leave China to come here. So it was a motivation.
Okay, I wish you the very best, and I hope even the audience who are watching here will definitely wish you the best, you and your beloved family there in the US, and We hope that we can see you again in this show. We have a few minutes till the end of this show, and we want to really appreciate you for answering our invitation. We hope to see you another time again in the nearest future.
Okay, thank you. I'm the one to thank you for inviting me on this show. Actually, I didn't know about the show. It was really what it was all about, and you just surprised me with many questions, and I was like, okay, yeah. So I'm really happy, and feel free to contact me anytime to join the show. I
Okay.
think I think next time I'm going to be more prepared to answer your
Okay,
questions.
okay, sure, sure. Most likely we contact you, maybe not up to the next 5 years, but we may contact you. Maybe let me just introduce you again for the audience. You said you don't know about the show. Actually, Obendaily, it's a show which is organized by me. I'm the host here, and I am
Yeah,
based in China. I thought like it's important to contact some stakeholders, some expert, some business individual who may be able to share their experiences, such as company founder, some different experts like yourself,
yes,
and many others. And I also talk to diplomats, like the we have many ambassadors in China here, right? For example,
yeah.
I hope that in future we may be talking to some of them to share their experience as well as some academicians, right?
Okay,
Professors and lecturers. So we like them to share their unique experiences and even medical professionals. So it's not only limited to talking to NGO founders or people who run this NGO. We are talking to different experts so they can share
yes.
their experiences and these can actually affect others.
Well, I think yeah, it's a very good idea. Thank you for bringing up this idea. Really, it's an inspiration for many
Yeah,
because many people in China they want to do something, but they don't know how to go about it. So
yeah.
I think if, yeah, they can listen to your show and they will have to learn a lot. They have to learn a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's really a brilliant idea to
Okay.
start this show.
Thank you. We are
So I
grateful.
hope
We are
you're going to
grateful.
distribute it and share it so that it will touch many people.
Definitely, we're going to share. We can only try our best, and we hope that the YouTube and Facebook and many other platforms which we may like to share would also help us to share. And maybe our what how do they say it? Our followers can help us to share this more.
To share it,
And yeah,
yeah.
so that it can actually get to a bigger audience. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Alex. Like
Okay, my
to
pleasure,
sign off
Mr.
here.
Owen.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a nice day.
Thank you.